myself. Yes. Whoa, as you know we were. Yeah.
Once I could swim, I really liked just being in the water. I love having wind around me, which is unnatural because usually humans like to have quietness around them. I grew up in a small town in West Germany, and it was basically 100 kilometers away from the ocean. Because I didn't have an ocean, I started putting a sail on my skateboard and trained how to windsurf and how to jump on parking lots, and I jumped over a ramp into the river that was the only water there was in my hometown. And when I grew up, Hawaii was the mecca of windsurfing, the center stage of the sport, and I knew if I want to make it, I have to go to Hawaii. It was simple as that. So one day I saw that article in a magazine about this ocean school in Hawaii, and then I told my dad, this is where I want to go. And he's like, yeah, dude, you can go there for sure, but you have to find a way to get the money first. I pay half of it. I came to Hawaii because I wanted to be the best windsurfer I could be. I learned really quick because I knew all the movements from being this kid on the skateboard that just uses the forces of the wind, but having the lack of water. I remember that one day where I've never ridden a wave before, and I went out. It didn't look that big, but once I was there on the reef, I realized I've never seen a wave like that in my life. I got washed, tumbled, got hauled down, got stuck still in the foot strap, and my mast broke. And I remember, is that it? Do I really drown here before I ever ridden a wave in my life? And then these kind of experiences shaped me quite a lot. Competing was one way, the only way to actually be a professional sailor. I had a lot of good moments while competing, while winning competitions, but I think my greatest achievement in water sports was finding ways how I get more and more into the state of flow, into the state where I really enjoy being me. And by adapting to the elements, by always going deeper into my passion, by learning with different sports, with winging, with surfing, with big wave surfing, with swimming in the ocean. So a lot of these things enrich my life. Well, cold water swimming doesn't sound like a cool idea. It takes a lot of willpower to go in the cold ocean in the morning and then swim around for 30 minutes and come out and shivering and being cold for another hour. It's not only a really healthy way to get to know your own limits, but it's also a way for me to see behind every little challenge there's a lot of positive and joyful moments as well. I had 2 times ACL, then fractured my foot a couple of times. I was out, I think, nearly 2 years once, and I had that piano in the room and started playing again, and I came up with creating new songs, and I realized that there's actually a lot of things you can learn outside of the water as well, and just the process of learning is so important, enriches your life in so many ways if you learn how to learn, let's say. Having kids taught me that you have to be more efficient, you have to look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and say, okay, I gave everything I could, and I'm honest to myself, and I do everything I can to provide them with the best possible life foundations. And growing up with my kids here in South Africa is, for me, the best way. I think foiling for me was in the beginning, I smiled at it in a way, but then when I felt this like weightless feeling of flying over the ocean, then I realized that foiling or winging or all these sports that come up when you use different techniques or different boards give you a wider perspective or wider picture of what is possible out there, and it made sense, a lot of sense, to start something new and learn from it. When it comes down to environmental issues, I think it starts with education. Then I thought about ways to make people more aware of what is going on in the oceans, and started projects like Atlantic expedition with scientists, or sailing in front of glaciers to show the melting. Here in Cape Town we came up with this concept of the Inspiration Hub, which is a school that teaches kids to be successful in life, but also to integrate a lot of tools that there will be leaders of tomorrow. We have to change our thinking. It's actually a privilege that we live on a planet, and find ways not to destroy it. I think my grandma influenced me quite a lot. She was a yoga teacher and a really powerful spiritual person that had this main drive of bringing joy into people's lives. So whenever I didn't succeed in a competition or had a problem in life, she was the first to call. And she passed away a few years ago, and a few days before she left, she said, "Look, life is this journey, and we will always be connected with the one way or the other, but it's about enjoying this journey and bringing joy into people's life, and also to grow on that journey." And this is, I think, a really powerful way that helped me shape a really good mindset or a really good perspective on life.